much from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
All right, everybody, and of course, good morning to you, and welcome to the Breakfast Show right here on New Era TT Radio. Happy we to be in your company. I want to say a very special good morning to everybody where you may be. Trinidad, Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean, our friends who are streaming all around the globe. And thank you very much for making us that choice each and every morning as we get up with you. Got to say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day and all that we do, dear God. I ask that it be a blessing on to you. People, I'm yours truly, Sir Charles. Happy am I to be here in your company on this Friday morning as we go into the weekend. Yeah, what a beautiful one it's going to be. As we welcome everybody where you may be. Yeah, this is how we get up and go. The Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I was scrambling to get my coffee there, Sir Charles.
Oh, my word.
Good morning. But I got it.
Yeah, you made it through. And that's
I made it. So welcome to the Breakfast Show this morning. It is Friday. So you know we love a Friday on the Breakfast Show. So of course, welcome and good morning to our listeners and viewers wherever you are across the planet, in the Caribbean, in North America, South America, in Asia, where it will not be morning, it will be much later in the day. Australia, New Zealand, wherever you are, Europe, Africa, India, wherever you are watching and listening to us from, thank you for joining us on the Breakfast Show, and welcome on this Friday morning. You know, we always be even a little more energized on a Friday because we know the weekend is here, and of course this weekend is chock full for me because I have the play on Sunday, and it's a brand new comedy, and it's a brand new place, so you know rehearsals are grueling as we head towards opening night, which will be on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. at Queen's Hall. You don't leave out to watch Corn, which will be on Sunday. It is a fun play. I'm having so much fun doing this play. And well, sometimes we stop because we laughing so much. But a good morning to you all, and good morning to my co-host, Paul Wendell. I may not be joining us this morning. He's a little out of it, but Sir Charles is here. So good morning, Sir Charles.
Well, good morning to you, Richard and Wendell. Good morning to you. He's a little under the weather today. You know, I guess the cold is getting the better of him these days. You know, but speedy recovery. Take your meds.
Yep.
Yeah, but we're happy to be here with you this morning, people, on this Friday. I do apologize for those who may have gotten a little distortion in our first song. I don't know what was causing it. I had to everything I was doing normally I was still doing, but it goes like that with the technology. You know?
I had to rush to fix it because I'm like, wait, why is it so
and I just like, you know, and it's a good. I try to keep monitoring the YouTube channel because you know that's where all the feeds are going.
right,
So
right.
when the anthem started, I'm listening. I said, "Cool, no problem, no feedback, no nothing." The song stands. Somebody else said, "Well, let's check this song and see what." And the hustler take off the But yeah, but we are here. We are here. I think we sound a lot better now.
Yeah, absolutely. So of course it's Friday, lots happening. You know, because it's summer vacation or August holidays, whatever you want to call it, in your part of the woods, there's a lot of children everywhere you go. So even like, you know, I went into one of those malls yesterday and I'm thinking, okay, nobody's going to be here because it was like 2 o'clock or something. Oh, Lord have mercy. if you see people.
Yeah.
If you see people, because when I'm driving home, I'm like, what the hell is all of these cars about? And I say, oh my God, yes. Children on vacation. So it was rampacked with children, some just in groups walking around, and some, of course, with parents and stuff like that. So it's chock full. Wherever you go, you're seeing children and teenagers, whoever, hanging out or lining, at least in malls for sure. For sure. The only plus is that there's less traffic on the road, even though it didn't seem to be so, because when I was entering Port of Spain yesterday, the traffic in the opposite direction, because it was a little rainy, I guess, was tremendous. It was almost like a regular working day. And I was like, what the hell is that? But I was heading in the opposite direction. I was heading into town, close to 4 o'clock. And they were exiting town, so it was endless people. Endless.
Yeah. I had to move about a couple of times. It was in the last couple of days, and there is it's not as heavy as it normally is, and that is noticeable, and I suppose a lot of people are welcoming that. But now that you're stringing into the weekend, you find that build up, for some reason, something is going to be bringing out somebody today and tomorrow, so yeah, you're going to get that.
You know what? What we could probably do at this point is get into our good news segment for.
Why is it that some people are completely immune to facts? Why are some people deaf to any arguments that aren't their own and blind to any alternative positions? Well, according to Leo Zmigrod in this week's Mini Philosophy interview, it might be something to do with extremism. The psychologist Jean Piaget once argued that humans develop a conceptual framework for how we both experience the world and interpret it. These schema can be very basic, as when a toddler labels a furry four-legged thing a dog. But they can also develop according to ideology. For example, let's say a Muslim and a materialist are both staring into the faces of their newborn babies. The Muslim might see it as a gift from Allah, whereas the materialist might see it in terms of evolutionary biology and genetics. The same data point is processed through the prism of their ideology. According to Zmigrod, an extremist is somebody who is incapable of appreciating alternative ideologies. In her neuroscientific language, they are so cognitively rigid that they cannot think beyond their own belief systems. So if you were to present an extremist with some information that challenges their ideology, they wouldn't see it as information, they would see it as opposition. They would see you as an enemy, and they would deflect, they would attack, and they would rigidly oppose anything that challenges their ideology. Extremism is not about left or right wing, religion or atheism. It's about how willing you are to change your mind if and when the time comes.
Man, so this is a country about 30% Indian, 30% African, another 30% of people mix, and 10%, a little bit of everything. Lots of Syrians here. You'll see a lot of Mediterranean food. Also some Chinese influence too. You see those Chinese restaurants running on the main street. So the culture is very unique. Talking to some people here, they really take pride in how they integrate all cultures. Therefore, it's music, the cuisine, and even the way people look. Probably won't find it anywhere else as diverse as this small island just at the southernmost point of the Caribbean Sea. So how cool is that?
So I'll give you some food for thought, and I also give you a little bit of, a commentary on, of course, Trinidad and Tobago as your good news this morning.
Yeah, no, that's some good news.
Yeah. So let me just end off that segment. So that was our good news segment before we got into the nitty-gritty. Of course, today is your day, so we open up the lines. So I have less talking to do today. So Charles has less talking to do today because we open the lines to you to talk. Whoever you are, and if Wendell was here, he would start to name the people that will talk. But of course, it's open up to anybody to talk, to raise any topic that you want to talk about. It's an open day for that kind of talk, whatever it is. All right, but let me end off the good news section.
Do the listeners get the opportunity to choose a poll?
They can. They can put it in the stream before we say good morning in the stream. I want to say good morning. I want to go to the stream now. Well, of course, there are some birthdays I need to get out of the way. At least I know one birthday today for sure, and that's Nikki Crosby. So I can say happy birthday, Nikki. Love you. Mwah. I'm not sure if you're in the States or in Trinidad. I think you're in the States right now. But you know, happy birthday wherever you are, and I hope you have a fantastic day.
Yeah, I haven't seen Nikki a little bit, but Nikki's such a cheerful individual. But when you're wrong, Nikki, it's not a dull moment,
No, there's none. There's none.
There are just some naturally happy people. Yeah, Nikki's one of them. So I haven't seen her for a bit, but happy birthday to you, Nikki.
She's often in the States and stuff. I mean, I know sometimes she's down here, but because she has migrated basically. It's a little difficult to connect with her sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But it is her birthday, so if you see her or you know her, it's her birthday today, so you can tell her.
Okay.
All right, but let me go into the stream to greet the people who are here early this morning. And I can start off with, Anthony Tinto was first. Grand rising to the breakfast crew and to all locked on. Shalom at work, guys. And then we have Susan Jessup. Good morning, Susan. God's blessing.
Susie.
Yeah, good morning, St. Charles, Richard, Wendell, love always. Suzanne, Suzette, and Gemma. DL Friday again. Good morning, everyone. Boy Bedesi from David. Good morning, everyone. Wendy and James from Frank and myself. Good morning, Richard, Wendell, Sir Charles. Have a restful weekend. Restful. Blessed morning. This is from Ava Smith. Richard, Wendell, Sir Charles, all locked in. Have a great and safe day. Patricia DeFool. Great morning. Good day, all, she says. Subash, good morning, everyone from Woodland. Milicia, Sean Flair. Good morning.
Good morning,
Marlon Motley. Good morning, Marlon. Good morning, people. Have a great weekend. MFG Evangelism. Morning to all. I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Diane Payne. Good morning, Net, and all of the live chat. Have a safe weekend, everyone. Valerie Mendoza, top of the morning to the breakfast team, she says. Norris Ferguson says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Norris. Victor Thongs, good morning, Trinbago and gents. Lyndon Williams, morning to all. He says, Sharon Kerr and Juliet, we can't forget Juliet. Good morning to the breakfast team and to all listeners and viewers. Have a fantastic day. Rena Jennings, pleasant morning to all. CJ from New York, good morning, CJ. Do have a wonderful weekend. Love always. I will give you that answer today, CJ. She asked me something yesterday.
Yeah, another happy person.
Yes, she is. Moving stop on the Friday morning, gentlemen. Odell Guy, good morning. Blessings to all. Brandon Smith says, good morning to the breakfast crew. Just completed my 3-mile morning walk in the rain. Give thanks for another day. Oh my goodness, Brandon, that is excellent. Ian Stewart, blessings this Friday. Have a wonderful day. Garvin Frank says, good morning. And Noel says, good morning. God's blessing to you all from Oshawa in Ontario, Canada. Lambert Bruce from Eldo says, good morning, guys. Cheryl Johnson, blessed morning. Stinty, have a wonderful weekend. Michael Cadet says, good morning, guys. Blessings to you all. Cedrus in the house. Siobhan Shogun, when bad men combine, the good must associate, else they will fail one by one and okay, it's a long thing. But okay. Yes, blessed day and good morning, ultimately. Wayne Ramsey, good morning, guys. Bernadette Yates, Delicia Grand Rising to the breakfast crew and have a fantastic day. Good morning, everyone from Tyler Ramkissoon. Helen Prescott says, good morning, all. Slick Money Grip, good morning, gentlemen and crew. Speedy recovery, Wendell. Ron DeSantis Jr., good morning, gentlemen, from Norfolk, Virginia, as usual, front and the center. Evans David says, good morning, guys. Good morning, Evans. Alan Projects, hi, everyone. Hi, Dean. Ellen Prescott, beautiful seeing them. And Cooper says, wonderful graces and blessings, gentlemen. and all tuned in the universe. Hi, everyone. It's called Java. I like that we making our own meaning. That is emancipation. Good morning, guys. That's Julia S. Batiste. Good morning, Julia. Not 30%, somewhere around 40-ish, we are in need of a population census. What is he talking about? I'm not too sure.
I think that does probably have to go back to the guy in the video.
Okay. Sankofa say, I thought we're going to say less talking because when they're not here. The morning, Richard and St. Charles from Yokohama, Japan. Good morning, Michael. CJ from New York, but she's saying get well soon, Wendell. Margaret Thomas says Wendell gets soon. Sankofa said bountiful birthday, Nikki Crosby. Trinidad Margot says good Friday morning, gentlemen from Florida. Melchizedek says good morning, guys. Robert Taylor, good morning, guys. Good morning, Robert. And Stephanie Santana, good morning, guys. Locked on from Queens, New York. Sir Charles, Auntie Steph is locked on.
Hey, Auntie Steph, good morning. Auntie Steph, long time, but it's good to hear from you.
Oh, Nikki Crosby, but it's tomorrow. Well, tell that to my phone, David. Where's so my phone is wrong. So Nikki's birthday is tomorrow, but we still have to tell her today anyway.
Because
we have to tell her today anyway. So Nikki Crosby, happy birthday tomorrow. The same day as his wife Cheryl. Happy early birthday, Nikki.
Okay.
Good morning, all. Thank God it's Friday, says Carol Guevara. Estelita Sampson says that is my pool. What does she mean?
What she says, that is what?
My pool. Good morning, all. Well, I didn't say the person's name. Lyndon says good morning, all. Ambrose Blanc says good morning to the crew. James Camo says grand rising. Putty Bank Stang says 3. I don't know what that means. Where's Wendell, says Carl Guevara. He's a little under the weather, Carl. Cat Consulting Services, and I say good morning, folks. Wendell gone again. Well, God. Wendell is a little under the weather for all of you streaming in late, because y'all are late because we said it already. Raymond Small.
For the last couple of days, you would hear that cold wind coming on him.
Yeah. Raymond Small.
And we should try to medicate him earlier. Richard, your medication didn't work. Whatever else you suggested for the man, it did not work.
Well, for a sore throat, it's just a sore throat, and not for if you have the flu or something. Well, Cat Consulting, well, okay. And that's about it, Sir Charles.
Okay. Well, let me say good morning to Miss Sampson. Miss Sampson is up early. Kent in Lamatel, good morning. Archbishop Ashton Clark, good day to you. Captain Ron out there in Ethiopia. Mr. Billy, are you still in Tobago or are you back home? And also to Angie, who's locked on. Those are the people that we have on the WhatsApp so far for the morning.
All right, but at this point, we go and we pay some of our bills, so we'll be right back.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
San Fernando, get ready. The Roadie one-man show is coming to the Southland. Sunday the 17th of August at Sapa. Tickets available at all K-Squared locations. At Police by the Park, Southern Food Basket, Coffee Street and San Fernando. Sapa box office from the 14th of August and Island tickets online. For more information and box office inquiries, call 682-0467 or 683-4843. This show is strictly 18 years and over. The Roadie one-man show is heading to the Southland.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Oh yeah. Although leave out to watch con. No, no, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch con. No, no, that's a lesson we should all know. Richard planning wedding bells to ring, but Andrew got a secret thing. Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future bride. So Marie Kala, all them know, trust does break and hearts does go. At Queen's Hall Sunday night, August 10th, 6:30, right? Benita Leslie Ann will show how betrayal steal the show. Deborah Messon directing true. This Trinity for me and you. You don't leave out to watch corn. No, no, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch corn. No, no, that's a lesson we should all know. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's a lesson we should all know.
Of course, Leaf Out to Watch Corner is on this weekend, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. One show only. It's the premiere of the play at Queen's Hall at 6:30 p.m. You should not miss it. Tickets available at Queen's Hall from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, and at our usual outlets, Key Squared Fashions in West Mall, East Gates and Brentwood Mall in Chaguanas, and Tony's Florals in Val Park Shopping Plaza, Electronics in Arima, and Jabili Rawi in Tunapuna, as well, of course, at Sharpley Auto Services. That's where you can get your tickets for the show. Okay? Now you know. I want to show.
Which I don't know what way. As you mentioned, you know, those leave forward to watch corn, right?
You don't leave forward to watch corn, yeah.
Right. I've seen a little example of that here, you know, in one of the headlines coming up in the newspapers, right? And it has to do with a vehicle that was stolen from the Arima police station compound. So Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin says TNT Police Service has launched a probe into how a vehicle was stolen from the Arima police station. I think that's a perfect example of leaving forward to watch the court.
Oh, a vehicle can be stolen from the TDPS compound.
Yeah.
And not only that, they must have cameras on that compound, because cameras are everywhere these days. So, I mean, they must have footage. In addition to which, even if you didn't have footage in the compound itself, which would be ridiculous if you don't, as you exit, you're coming straight onto Broadway in Arima. So, first of all, you're going straight into traffic, because that's a traffic area. So you ain't zooming off unless, of course, it's 1 o'clock in the morning or something. Then maybe you could zoom. Then maybe you could zoom off. But you're still zooming past cameras on poles and stuff like that.
Of course. You know,
that story should be accompanied by a few minutes later, you know, and that you call the people. That's how that story should end.
Yes, and she's even thinking about calling in the Professional Standards Bureau to get involved.
But who's the Suzette Martin?
Yes.
Was it a car?
I don't think so. She was commenting on the fact that a Toyota Raze was stolen from the station last week and was subsequently used by criminals who involved in a shootout with police in Tacarigua.
But wait, isn't this Susan? Is this the same Susan Martin who is under investigation too, right? Isn't she?
In some form or fashion.
What is going on?
Yeah, the SUV was initially found abandoned along Antigua Road, Wallerfield and August 1st, and was impounded and taken to the police station only to be stolen. I think I want to read that whole story.
No, but that story's a mess.
Yes.
But you know what? We might as well get into headlines, so maybe you could start, Sir Charles.
Yeah, I seen that. I'm already there. So that was one of the main stories in the Guardian. Vehicle stolen from a Rima police station compound. A Rima man chopped in serious condition at hospital. San Juan pensioner robbed of $20,000 cash. New drugs, expanded service coming for CDAP, and police hunt for 8 gangsters after SOE detention orders issued. That is in the Guardian.
But Sir Charles, sorry people, I'm easily distracted because something just came to me.
What's that?
Did you see the amount of people at Napa yesterday for that?
Oh my word!
That free health thing by the United States Marines. You know what is amazing about all of that and the amount of people that turned up? Is that a reflection on our health services? And that so many people would turn up for stuff at Napa because our public health sector is free. So you can't say, well, this is free, it's all going there. Because the public health sector is free. So the amount of people who turned up, you're kind of wondering, well, I mean, especially for foreigners watching on, they must say to themselves, wow, the health service sector in Trinidad and Tobago must be a mess. Must be terrible for so many people to turn up.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I don't know if just to blame it on the health sector, or we have so many people who it probably shows how we have been taking care of ourselves.
Well, it's a reflection of that too.
Yeah.
But your public health sector is free.
Yeah, and it is.
Either you turned up there meant that you had more confidence in going there, or
you're on a waiting list in the public
health.
You're on
a waiting list for some surgery of some sort. What does that say about our health services?
And that is true. Remember the other I was telling you guys, when you go to the to any one of the clinics, you just go to any of the hospital and go to the clinics. It's normally overburdened with a lot of people. Normally.
I get it. Even in developed countries, sometimes you have a wait at hospitals. But we shouldn't be aspired to be like them. We should aspire to be even better. That's how I look at it. And you should even be better. Because there's 1.4 million people here. And we have plenty of, we have quite a few hospitals. I may not say plenty. We have quite a few. I just find that was a little incredulous. It was kind of a little sad, I thought. I get it. If I have something and I have to wait till, because you have these horror stories of you have to wait till March next year before they schedule the surgery and stuff like that. Then and the Americans are saying come. And I heard that people were there from 8 o'clock the night before.
Yeah, you would have found that people would have been there.
Yeah, they started seeing people at 7 a.m.
Yeah,
people were there from 8 o'clock the night before.
Yeah, no, that is. I would have expected that.
I mean, I don't know what listeners or viewers thought about it, but I suppose they could weigh in on it. But what does it say about our health service sector that we spend so much money on? What does it say for, the stewardship of our health sector over the years? Last governed by Terence Dialsing, now being governed by Dr. What is his name again? Lakram
Bodo.
Dr. Bodo. So I don't know. But that's what came to my mind.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me go on with the headlines. As I said, I was distracted. Newsday. State to pay student over $250,000 after 2017 attack at school. Health Minister plans $4 million saving of CEDA. Talking about health, and there we go. Padarath payment plan for TNTEX, $7 billion debt to NGC. Al-Rawi 2017 cabinet note gives CPAP power to hire and fire contractors. Minister, drivers may soon pay fines online. Well, that's welcome news, Mr. Zakul, Minister Zakul. COP, defense officers involved in police killings. Mayaro Rio Claro Corporation brace for more rains and flooding. And well, that's it for the news day. I suppose we could go on to the Express now. Let me see if I could switch to the Express quickly.
Yeah. Let me read the Express.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Mama Tara, remembered as a heroic grandmother, and also the welcome of the comfort. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisasa yesterday expressed gratitude to the United States Navy. No retreat, no excuses, only results. And a judge stayed CPEP lawsuit. And bold moves, bitter backlash. I think that has to deal with the 100 days that they are celebrating this weekend. And coastline squad drones deployed in hunt for the missing couple. And that is turning out to be a very tragic story. The people that they just can't find. I think somewhere out there in La Robine or something like that. Yeah, and those are just some of the headlines in the Express.
Warner warns Al-Rawi stay silent or go to court. I don't know. That's a continuing saga.
Yeah.
Before we open up the lines, say Charles, because this is the point at which we open up the lines, I wanted to show this video. This is a video concerning, after that 8.8 earthquake off the coast in Russia, there were tsunamis in several areas. I think even affected the west coast of the US too. But this is the man walking his dog in Russia after that earthquake with a tsunami approaching. Watch this.
Волны цунами. Ё-моё! Бочку смыло с мотором и с лодкой моей. Все. Не думал, что...
Isn't that amazing? Because you are high up on a hill looking down at the sea. So you think, you think you'll be safe.
Yeah.
But you saw that water just surging up.
Yeah.
It's
Very lucky.
And I'm like, oh my goodness. And you can see like the total sea level just changed completely. And the sea, what was a pretty tall hill, I guess, because you see look down, became a short little mound on the sea right there. I was like, wow. If you didn't know what the power of a tsunami is, now you know.
My dog was getting out of there.
And the dog and the water look like it's searching up when the dog was going past.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
um,
kicking
I
the
just,
dog. Actually, I
just
was
thought that was
expecting it to grab the dog and see it.
but I thought that was an interesting video when I saw it. I said, look at that. Anyway, we can open up our lines at this point, of course. Yeah.
All right, so people, you can call us at 281-1315. That's 281-1315. You can regular call us. You can WhatsApp call us. Just call us, all right? Miss Sampson, good morning. You're off the blocks early this morning. Hello?
Hello.
Miss Sampson, good morning. Miss Sampson, are you not hearing us? It's listen like on a TV, you know.
Talk to us on the phone.
Yeah, you have to listen on the phone when you call in.
Hello.
Miss Sampson.
Yeah, I want to go with TV.
Yeah.
Good morning. The
Almost cut you off.
should the police have taser? Could be one of the and doctors that have private practice. Should they be working in the hospital? Because on the news there was this lady that happened to me. The doctor was giving you long appointments and then say, well, you could come by me, it's $3,000. That is kind of frustrated for you to go to the private practice. It happened to me. I'm talking about something that I know about. You guys have a good day. So should the police have tasers, or the doctor should only work in the hospital and not have a private practice? Wendell, have a good day, rest, drink a lot of water. You guys take it easy. I'm out of here. Bye.
Okay. I don't know if if we could actually see that the lady system so that you could go to the private practice. I think the system of itself is just overburdened. And that gives them the opportunity to drive you to their private practice. But good morning to you, caller. Caller, good morning.
Hi, Sir Charles. Morning.
Morning, Valerie. People, when you all call, listen on your phones, please. Nice.
Richard, morning,
Yeah.
and Wendell, morning. So I'm glad you all said, well, I hope the morning polls about this thing with the mercy ship, because Sir Charles,
What do you think the poll should be?
I think it speaks volumes about the state of two things: our health sector and our health. Because thousands of people were there, and then it doesn't have seating capacity. From what I saw, no seats, and mostly elderly people. I said, well, look at that. But then when again you go to the hospital, well, I supposed to do some physiotherapy on my arm. I went since April. I just went to drop the letter for Sawyer, and I have my appointment physiotherapy for November 2026. 2026, my hand will get back broken, it will get better twice to 3 times before I get an appointment. I find that is so weird. What taking so long just to do physiotherapy? I say, but look at things. So I was not surprised to see the amount of people yesterday. My neighbor wanted to go. When I spoke to him last night, I said, better you don't go down there because there are amount of people down there, and he physically challenged. He can't stay there and stand for so long. I say, you could go 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't make a difference. So better stay home. So I think our health ministry should look at that and see what they could do. Because as far as I know, I'm not hearing any lack of doctors these days. We have more than the amount of doctors we require. So I don't think so many things should be, waiting long to get. So until later when you have to call back. Have a good morning.
Okay. All right. So we should take the poll from the healthcare system with Richard.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
All right. You're going to craft it?
I already did.
Excellent. Good morning, caller.
A blessed good morning, Sir Charles and Richard. Good morning and happy birthday to Miss Crosby. Happy birthday to you, darling. And to Wendell, I hope you feel much better. I really do.
Yeah.
But for me in the health system, I am in the eye clinic in St. James. Well, that was formerly Porterspin Eye Clinic, so they moved to St. James. To the doctors and the nurses there, Sir Charles and Richard, They are darlings. They just deal with over 200 patients per day.
Yeah.
And they running it smoothly. It's really, really nice. It had one time I admire when the doctors and them was checking a patient and the person apparently they suffer with the diabetes and like the sugar level like a drop. And the doctor noticed it one time and they get things for him to eat to build him back up and whatnot and they check his pulse, everything. And it was really, really nice. The nurses they are darlings. They have a lot of workload, but they move swiftly with everybody. When I say in order, I want to say thanks to St. James Eye Clinic. That is the formerly Porterspain Eye Clinic down in St. James by the infirmary. They are nice. Doctors and nurses there, they're going beyond their goal because over 200 patients they just deal with. And sometimes clinic might finish after 2, 3 o'clock and they're still there. Going into 4 o'clock and they're still there.
And that is so
Same
true.
thing with the pharmacists and them too. They just stay until everybody make sure they get their eye drops and whatnot. So to St. James Eye Clinic, formerly Porterspain Eye Clinic,
Big up to you guys.
hats off to you all. And Sir Charles and Richard and Wendell, I hope you get better soon. You'll have a blessed day. And thanks again.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. We have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, there's always that engage it. But I just want to agree with Suzanne on that because I myself I go to the eye clinic in St. James, and that is why sometimes when you say I leave and until you go on clinic, Richard, it's whole day, and sometimes you have to wait until after 3 o'clock the clinic is finished. But the thing about it, as she said, I spoke with the nurses there. They see close to like 300 people on average a day, and it's 5 days a week. And any day that you go down there, because I went down there for something else another day to see somebody else, and I just passed wrong in the back then. Every day they have that amount of people seen about. So that alone, that clinic, on average, 1,500 people a week. So that alone is to tell you the how overburdened some of these situations are. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you, caller.
Oh, that is why people not responding. When you all respond, I am hearing real static on the line, so that is why people not taking so long to respond. I hearing you very, very, very soft.
Okay.
All right. Reference that help. Well, first of all, I want to speak about something I saw on social media yesterday, where child died in the San Fernando hospital. A 6-year-old child died in the San Fernando hospital. And when they hear the story of the parents, clearly, if it is true, clearly it was some kind of malpractice went on there. And I'm baffled that didn't hit any newspaper headlines this morning, right? Maybe they're just a little late, and maybe it had to go viral before the newspapers pick it up. I don't know, but I would have sent it to Wendell with thing, but Richard, I don't have your number to send you the information when it's on the ground, right? But definitely, gentlemen, I want to agree with you, and I want to thank you, Richard, for highlighting that situation. It shows a level of wanting in our healthcare. It shows, because I only heard the US. You could correct me if I'm wrong. The US only announced this thing maybe a week before they came. And that is the turnout that they get. So you can't, the problem is not people getting the information, right? When it comes to good service, people don't show up. And the reason, this shows that people don't have confidence in the public health system in Trinidad and Tobago. I was aware of people who needed to they fall down and they hit the head and they need to get a CT scan. And you telling me that the CT scan appointment is next 9 months for a head injury, right? PET scan and all the different scans that people need to do. There's the wait time to get the scan, and not to do the surgery. To get the scan is a year down the road, and that is the kind of poor thing. And the health ministers, it used to peeve me from Clarence Rambarat. We have the best healthcare system in the Bosin. We have the best healthcare system in the Caribbean. And all he says healthcare system is free. And I'm saying, free what? The CEDA program don't have any medication. When you go for the thing, the drugs finish. But all you boasting of is that it's free. I'll leave it there, gentlemen. I know we have today's our day, so I'll leave it there for now and I'll come back in the next hour.
Excellent.
I'm not hearing anything.
You're not hearing anything?
I'm not hearing anything. I'm now hearing you. The static just go down a little bit, but you're hearing mostly static.
All right, okay, no problem. All right, thank you very much.
We heard you loud and clear, I can say that.
Very well, and Lincoln's been complaining about the static for a couple of days, so I don't know if it's where he's at. Mr. Patrick, good morning to you.
Yes, Mr. Charles. Good morning.
Mr. Patrick, are you hearing me well?
Very, very clear.
Are you getting any static?
No, very, very clear.
Okay, I was just wondering. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Abu saying morning.
Good morning, Patrick.
When whoever is, I hear you talking about you feeling under the weather. Feel good. That's what I say. Right? As you feel good moment, feel good.
Feel good.
Yeah. I hear some rolling up in the air, boy. Some thunder here, boy.
Yeah, but I hear it on my side too.
Right.
But everywhere because I'm of course it's very clear here too. So I'm saying maybe you are not hearing it, but then I suppose we're still a small island that
some thunder rolling. Yeah, boy. And that tsunami thing, I'm afraid of. You can remember some years that I was quick and a tsunami passed through Asia and washed away about 400 and something thousand people.
Yes, that was just one of many. That has happened quite a
400,000 people, not 400, about 200.
Yeah, boy, bus gone, everything gone in the way, boy. That's dangerous, boy.
Yeah, boy.
That is something dangerous, boy. That is something dangerous.
The only place, you know, Mr. Patrick, the only place I ever see a sign warning about tsunamis is, I mean, maybe there are other places, but the only one I can think of is Las Cuevas. Because Las Cuevas has a big sign as you're walking down to the beach, and one of it says that if there is a tsunami, run.
Run.
Where you running?
I'm talking about an official sign, eh?
Yeah. Find a tree.
You could run from a tsunami, right? Tsunami taking tree and all that stuff.
Yeah, but at least you're running uphill in Las Cuevas.
Run up a hill. That's the thing, boy. You know, as you're talking about the health program where the hospital come to say that on the thing with the what do you call them?
The Marines.
The soldiers, the Marines, I mean. Those people have been coming into that for years now. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They're coming into that for years.
It's not a here, no. You're right.
I know people from Tobago come Trinidad to go on that boat. That ship. Understand? But it's another group of people in Trinidad right now, you know, right? In the Cookery Hospital.
Yeah, the people who dealing with the cataracts
and stuff.
Yeah.
So that doctors and nurses come down and they're doing some checkup and things completely.
Yeah, they have that.
A lot of, I think about 800 of them, right? Yeah, boy. So Trinidad blessed to get these services. But the problem in Trinidad and Tobago, I believe, right? The system overburdened, boy.
It is.
And with them long waiting time too. You understand? System overburdened. Look at us do a cataract operation. You know how long I go in these hospitals? No long I go in Mongo?
Yeah.
No long?
Yeah.
Until I don't pay money outside I do my business. And not everybody has a little money, you know.
Yes.
I get a retirement money and that money gone up in that chest.
Yeah.
This is what I was
$18,000 to do a cataract surgery, I think, outside, you know, in some places, you know. That's just one
18,000 for one eye and 18,000 for the next eye.
Yeah.
And then the after checkup and thing, boy, is a kind of $1,000, boy. So a lot of people don't have that kind of cash.
Yeah.
So when the opportunity comes,
especially if you are retired.
Boy, we get that money, boy.
Yeah.
We get that money. I want to talk a little bit about CPAP, boy. A lot of people complaining about the CPAP program, boy. A lot of people complaining about CPAP.
Well, hear what, Mr. Patrick. In the second hour, let me talk about CPAP now, right?
Yeah.
And let me get a couple of people inside as we go up to the pool in a short. Thank you very much. Mr. Billy, good morning. Are you there with us? Okay. I lost
Should I
Mr.
go to the
Billy.
morning poll at this point?
Yeah. Put it outside here. The morning poll, people. So we're going for poll time, I suppose. Hello? Okay.
So our morning poll this morning, do you think the number of people attending the free U.S. medical services at Napa is a reflection of inefficiencies in our public health sector?
I climbed that poll.
That is our poll this morning. I kind of took it from what people were saying. Do you think the number of people attending the free U.S. medical services at Napa is a reflection of inefficiencies in our public health sector? That's our poll this morning. Yes or no? Of course, if you're on the stream, you can vote via the comment section. If you want to call in, well, you know the number. Look, it's on the ticker tape below, 281-1315. There it is on the ticker tape. And of course, you can send in your votes. If you're watching us on M&E TV, you can WhatsApp us your vote at 281-1315, 281-1315. Of course, if you're outside of Trinidad and Tobago and you want to WhatsApp, you'll have to put in the 868 code. But 281-1315. Do you think the number of people attending the free U.S. medical services at Napa is a reflection of inefficiencies in our public health sector? Yes or no? That's our poll this morning. Can you go through the results so I can take it to Charles or you?
I will write, but I'm gonna get some paper.
I will start with Diane P. I think.
All right, hold on. All right, Richard, I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
Right, so Diane Payne says yes. Donna Ramlochan says yes. DS Mrs. R says yes. Josie Richardson says no. Lennox Francois says no. Yes to the poll by DL. Anuel says yes. Siobhan Shogun says yes. Marlon Motley says yes. Susan Jessup says yes. Magic says yes to the poll. Okay. These are people just commenting.
Yeah.
Gregory Bauer says yes. Good morning, Gregory. Say good morning to your beautiful wife for me too. Claire Lando Rollins says yes. Terrence Roach says yes. Margaret Thomas says yes. CJ from New York says yes. Sorry, Mrs. R said no. Sorry, I said she said yes. She said no. Kurt Narcissus says yes. Okay, I just jumped over somebody there. Julia S. Batiste says yes. Stephanie Santana says yes. Brennan Smith says yes. Rena Jennings says no. And that's the amount of votes that I have right now. Somebody just snuck in. Let me see what they said. Jacinta Juba says yes. And Jason Samuel says no. Shouldn't be going as like fleeting. The long waiting time to get services is a reflection of no. Okay.
All right.
That's all you need to know.
Have a call.
Wait, somebody just came in. Michael Robinson says yes. And Cheryl, okay, well, she was just commenting. Cheryl was just commenting. That's what we have in the stream so far.
All right. Caller, good morning. How do you vote?
Yes, plenty static on in.
Good morning.
No, our nation too unhealthy.
So no to the poll.
Damn sick people.
You're saying no to the poll. All right, I think that's what she said, right?
Yes, she said no.
Okay. Yeah, so we have a couple seconds as we go up to the 7 o'clock news, and I will give you the WhatsApp people after we come back from the news. People continue to vote as we go up to the throughout the news. So when we come back before Richard starts, well, Richard and get the company of people today. So Jeffrey, you'll have an easy day today by Richard. Yes, yes. Right, so continue to vote.
Yeah, continue to vote on the poll, and we'll be back after the 7 o'clock news.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek. With the U.S. deadline now here to impose a 15% reciprocal tariff on key exports from Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar is reassuring the nation that the government is actively pursuing 3 strategies to address the impact. Speaking during a visit to the U.S. Navy hospital ship USNS Comfort, the Prime Minister said talks with U.S. officials are ongoing, while efforts are also underway to identify alternative export markets, particularly for ammonia and methanol, which are among the products targeted. Energy exports like oil and gas are exempt, but the manufacturing and export sectors are expected to feel the pinch. Persad-Bissessar noted that other countries are also facing similar tariffs, reducing competitiveness across the board. The United States, Trinidad and Tobago's largest trading partner, has cited trade imbalances and unfair practices as reasons for the tariff, which also affects Guyana but not the wider CARICOM. Trade Minister Satyakama Maharaj has described the move as a wake-up call to diversify. A High Court judge has halted a lawsuit filed by Eastman Enterprise Limited against the CPEP company and ordered all case documents sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions. Justice Margaret Muhammad ruled the claim was premature, as Eastman failed to follow the contract's dispute resolution process, which required mediation before legal action. Eastman sued CPEP after its contract was terminated on June 27th. Despite a signed addendum in April extending the agreement to 2029, CPEP argued the extension was based on fraudulent claims of cabinet approval, which never existed. The judge agreed, finding the dispute resolution clause was a binding condition. She stayed the lawsuit and ordered Eastman to pay CPEP's legal costs. Former Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi has defended his handling of Jack Warner's extradition process, saying he followed legal advice and committed no wrongdoing. Speaking at the opposition leader's office, Al-Rawi dismissed claims that a key U.S. agreement was missing from Warner's case, stating procedures used were consistent with those of past attorneys general. His comments come amid a government probe into whether critical documentation was omitted. Al-Rawi questioned the timing of an apology issued in court by British counsel representing the state and urged a broader investigation into all extradition cases since 1996. But Warner, who faces racketeering and wire fraud charges in the U.S., fired back, calling Al-Rawi's statements inappropriate and a threat to his right to a fair hearing. Warner warned of possible legal action if Al-Rawi continues to speak publicly on the matter, saying arguments belong in court, not on a political platform. A 76-year-old San Juan pensioner is traumatized after being bound, gagged, and robbed during a violent home invasion early Tuesday morning. Police say the woman of El Socorro was asleep around 2:45 a.m. when masked men broke in by cutting through a burglar-proofed window. She awoke to a pillow being pressed over her face and saw 4 to 5 intruders dressed in dark clothing and ski masks. The suspects demanded cash and jewelry, then tied her hands, feet, and mouth with clear tape. They ransacked the house and escaped with $20,000 in cash the woman had saved for roof repairs. She managed to free herself about 20 minutes later and called Barataria police. Investigations are ongoing. 8 suspected gang members have been detained under the Emergency Powers Regulations 2025, as authorities move to prevent multiple assassination plots and threats to public safety. The detentions, ordered by Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander, were based on intelligence pointing to planned reprisal killings, gang-related murders, and threats to civilians. Some detainees are linked to the RC7 gang, a violent faction of the 7 gang, and are accused of planning attacks with high-powered rifles. Others are believed to be part of a conspiracy to murder a woman in public during working hours. The suspects are being held at the Eastern Correctional and Rehabilitation Center in ARMA and other secure locations. No charges have yet been filed. The detentions follow the government's declaration of a state of emergency on July 18th, citing intelligence of an organized crime syndicate targeting judges, prosecutors, and other officials. Finally, in the region, a wealthy businessman, Laurent Saint-Cyr, was poised to become president of Haiti's Transitional Presidential Council on Thursday, the first time the private sector has assumed leadership of both executive branches. Saint-Cyr, a former head of Haiti's Chamber of Commerce, joins Prime Minister Alex Didier Filzame, also from the business community, in leading the nation. However, the transition has heightened instability. Powerful gang leader Jimmy Cherizier, alias Barbecue, threatened to topple the government and called on citizens to support a battle to free the country. Armed and wearing a bulletproof vest, Cherizier urged neighborhoods to grant safe passage to his gang members. Gunfire broke out across Port-au-Prince ahead of the swearing-in, leaving streets eerily quiet. One person was reportedly killed and another injured in the capital. Violence was also reported in Kenskoff, where gangs captured 2 armored vehicles from a Kenyan-led UN-backed mission, later setting one ablaze. Gangs in the area recently kidnapped 8 people, including a 3-year-old and an Irish missionary. Gangs now control up to 90% of the capital, and more than 1.3 million Haitians have been displaced. The UN reports that at least 1,520 people were killed between April and June, with most deaths occurring during clashes between security forces and gangs. Despite concerns that parts of Haiti's elite may have links to gang activity, Saint-Cyr's appointment moves forward amid growing fear and uncertainty. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Men, women, tired of the invasive, painful old methods of testing prostate and breasts?
The Institute of Health and Fitness Clinic and Wellness Center offers comprehensive and non-invasive diagnostic testing, which indicates the nature and extent of diseases and tests your nutritional levels. Our quick testing can identify early signs of problems by evaluating many of the bodily functions, such as male and female sexual function, gastrointestinal function, liver function, kidney function, thyroid function, heart and brain function, and also cancer testing. Results are comparable with other medical lab tests without the use of needles or embarrassing specimen cups, and is pain-free. We also offer all natural treatments. Visit us now at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, or call 492-7397 or 289-6363.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
With your solid luxury. Good pun down. We jamming still. We jamming still. Economy could fall down. We jamming still. We jamming. Just hold them and walk there. 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 Just hold them and walk there. Hold them and walk there.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
Morning vibes, fresh energy, and that is what we bring to you here on the New Era TT Radio, taking you above and beyond. Welcome inside the second hour of the breakfast show here, people. And of course, just to let you know that we stream all day, every day here on New Era TT Radio. So as you go into the weekend, you can line with us all weekend. We provide you with good entertainment, all right? And of course, you can do that on newerattradio.com. New Era TT Radio if you tune in, so you can get us on all your Google devices. Yes? And remember to go to our website, newerattradio.com, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel and also support us on the website, right? So let's finish pay some bills and then we'll get back to the program.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires. Certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services. Oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
San Fernando, get ready. The Roadie one-man show is coming to the Southland. Sunday the 17th of August at Sapa. Tickets available at all K-Squared locations. Aquilise by the Park, Southern Food Basket, Coffee Street and San Fernando. Sapa box office from the 14th of August and Island Eat tickets online. For more information and box office inquiries, call 682-0467 or 683-4843. This show is strictly 18 years and over. The Roadie one-man show is heading to the Southland.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Oh yeah. Although leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Richard planning wedding bells to ring, but Andrew got a secret thing. Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future bride. So Marie Kala, all them know, trust does break and hearts does go. At Queen's House Sunday night, August 10, 6:30, right? Benita, Leslie Ann will show how betrayal steal the show. Deborah Messon directing true. This Trinity for me and you. You don't leave out to watch card. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch card. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Oh yeah, that's a lesson we should all know.
From the producers of Married and Mischievous and Lovers of Walk, now comes the brand new comedy. You don't leave foul to watch corn. A hilarious bacchanal and the ultimate stress reliever about love, betrayal, and best friends. You don't leave be found to watch Court premieres at Queen's Hall for one night only on Sunday, August 10th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the Queen's Hall box office and all usual outlets. If you love the Married and Mischievous, if you love Love is a Walk, this is not one to miss. Of course, we are back. With the breakfast show, and of course, we just are finishing off our poll, and then we're going to have a conversation with the mayor of ARMA, His Worship Bali Mirage, who is standing by. Of course, we're talking about ARMA Fest and what's going on this weekend as ARMA celebrates being a borough, etc. But before we get to that, we still have our poll results, so we know about ending that off. So our poll this morning, just in case you weren't paying attention, do you think the number of people attending the free U.S. medical services at Napa is a reflection of inefficiencies in our public health sector? That was a poll this morning, so we're just finishing off with the results. I stopped at Cheryl Henry, so let me just get back to it. Cheryl Henry, oh God. You have all sorts of, all right, Cheryl Henry, I think I said yes. Eva Smith is now saying yes. Beauty Culture says yes. Michael Cadet says yes. Carol Guevara says no. Sherwin Kerr says yes. Jason Samuel commenting. Ron DeSantis Jr. says hell yes. Michael Oliver says yes. Donna Ramlochan is saying a long statement. And somebody agreeing with her. Blah, blah, blah. People talking, or they're just talking, or they're not voting. So continue to talk among yourselves, and everybody has a command. Finally, somebody is saying no. Sankofa say no. All right. So that's it for the votes on the stream.
All right. So let me tell you what I have here on the WhatsApp very quickly. Afia Lashley saying yes. Junior Wickham saying yes. Kurt Edwards saying yes. Lincoln said yes. Rockaway, not Rockaway. Slick Money Group says yes. Dabity says yes. Captain Ron says yes. Ken Win says yes. Sandra Serrat out there in Brazil Villages says yes. Dre says yes. Judith in Mount St. George says good morning, no. Archbishop Ashton Clark in Canada says no. Rockaway says yes. Mr. Billy says, Mr. Billy, what did you say? Oh, Mr. Billy also says yes. Joseph Clement, yes. Joyce Phillips, yes. Oh, a lot of people. Norris Ferguson, what did Norris say? I have to go into time. No, he said yes. And Kazim, all right. Okay, I understand. Okay, I understand that. I didn't get a vote from him there. So that is the votes that I have here.
So what's the total, Charles?
You don't have no last minute stragglers?
I don't care about last minute stragglers because I said I am finished with the stream.
Okay.
I don't like when they don't know. When I say I'm finished with the stream, I'm finished with the stream.
Well, okay. Well, we had an even 50 people on the voting today on the poll. And we had 40 people saying yes and 10 persons saying no. And that's the poll results for you guys. 40 saying yes, 10 people saying no.
So 50 people in all voting this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So people in the stream, when we say to vote, vote.
It says, one all, I tell all you, do not lapse. Do not lapse at all. Anyhow, we have
Well,
our
that's
guest
up,
inside.
eyes up. Right.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're going to our Let's Talk segment.
Yeah.
We're going to have a conversation about what's happening in ARMA this weekend, and then we will be back to take it.
And then we'll finish off for the people.
All right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Your Worship, Mayor Bali Mirage, and welcome to the Breakfast Show. I see some other people in waiting to join us too. I'm seeing Dave Mirage. And let me add him to the stage. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Mr. Agubarasik, and the viewing public and listening public.
And Jovan Roberts. So Jovan, you could turn on your camera. But welcome to the Breakfast Show this morning on NewEraTTRadio.com. Thanks for joining us. Of course, we're talking to ARMA this morning, and this is ARMA Fest time. I must let you all know, though, and thank you for joining us, Mayor and Councillor Mirage. I must let you all know that there was some criticism. I'm sure you would have seen it in the We Are ARMA groups and stuff, because they are vibrant We Are ARMA groups on social media about the lack of a parade. And so I don't know if you could probably explain why there was no parade, and so that people will be less critical.
Morning to the members of the staff of any TV and radio and TV, and all the members of the viewing public. And thank you, fellas, for having us here on this big day for us, which today Alderman King will elaborate on the game with the ambassadors, etc. To answer your question now, like all other boroughs and city councils, etc., is on a little stress for money. And with a good working council and alderman, we had to handle whatever funds we have to the best of our ability. We are between an old and a new government, and the government is settling down nicely. The old government is also settling down in the opposition nicely. But we here, all our requests for funds is on the whole. And not only the military parade has been suffering in ARMA, we'll make up for that alone today when you hear what is going on with the limited amount of funds. The fireworks, which is a great thing in ARMA, is still undecided. So we will give you the program between now and 3 or 4 other activities. As money come, we are trying hard to go to the business people to get funds. As we get the funds, we confirm the programs and the events. So with that, I hope that answered the question. I do apologize. Members are using their own money. I think council members to help make these events work. So that's my view on the shortage of money and the military parade. So I don't know if Devant or you could say a piece, if with permission with the host, is that we go straight into the game today, because today is on. Today is the hottest day of August. And I always say August celebration in ARMA, the Santa Rosa celebration, was the biggest celebration in the world. And I'm sure you know that. You know that. But in the whole Trinidad and Tobago, I do apologize. But point for the takeover. We now taking with limited funds to get there. So Dave, can you elaborate?
If you can tell us what is taking place this weekend in ARMA, because I think a lot of ARMIans are uncertain of what is, because there was no parade and there was no explanation, and I know a lot of the ARMA groups on social media were busy with people talking about it. People were uncertain about what was happening this weekend, because there was no parade. There was like, well, is ARMA Fest on? And so I don't know who wants to take that question and what will be on this weekend. I don't know if it's going to be Council David Mirage or Derek King or Jovan. You all can decide who.
Richard, I will talk about the event this evening. I'll give this part of it. It's the Borough Back to School charity football match. We're trying to raise funds to assist the children with back to school items for to go back to school. So this event this evening is a football event with 4 teams. It's $30 adults, $10 for children. There's a fully stocked bar, and there'll be food for sale. No coolers allowed, and we welcome all to come and enjoy this event. Alderman King could give you an insight on the teams and how the matches are going to be played, a rough insight. So I'll pass it over to him there now. If you have any questions about this evening, you could always.
Yeah. Well, Derek, if you could give us an idea
Right.
of
Good morning, all. Good morning.
Yeah.
Yes. Good morning, all. We have a 4-team competition this afternoon with the TTFA President 11, ARMA Borough Council Mayors 11, diplomatic ambassadors. They all came together. I think we have the Argentine, we have the Peru
Cuba
and stuff. We also have the
Venezuela.
chief of Venezuela there as well, and we also have I-95 11, right? So today to grace the ARMA as well, we have Dwight York, our national coach, head coach Russell Latapi, and many more top former national players there. So I think it's a evening to really bring out the family, come and enjoy. A few of the business people in ARMA as well have assist this event. Reboot is one of our energy drink now through TTFA. They on board, and plenty of the businesses. So I think it's an evening to really come out and enjoy and to really kickstart the Borough Day celebration.
What time that starts today, though?
At 6 p.m.
So at 6 p.m. And is there a cost to enter? Because it's a raise fund, so I think people want.
Yes, there is fund. $30 for adults and $10 for children, kids.
Okay. I mean, it sounds exciting. I mean, it's certainly have a star-studded list there that you called to encourage people to come out, but it's just to enjoy and have fun. And so that's the day. What's happening tomorrow?
I'll have the Deputy Mayor could give us some more insight.
Deputy Mayor Roberts, if you could tell us what's happening tomorrow.
Okay, so good morning, Richard and everyone else online this morning. So tomorrow is our Borough Day, and well, before we get to tomorrow, we need to include today. We also have a sale throughout ARMA, where the majority of businesses in the town center, over 100 businesses, agreed to give some type of sale or discount on their items today. So similar to how there is a Black Friday sale, there is a pre-Borough Day sale that we started last year, and I would say it's still getting to where it needs to be, but we encourage persons to come out and shop today in the Borough of ARMA. For tomorrow, we have our traditional afternoon evening mass that will take place starting from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. This year, the parade route, we are reverting to the route that we would have used in the last few years, which is just around the savannah. And the reason for that is upon the request from the TTPS, who have to secure the route. And because they are operating under the SOE, there's a greater demand on their resources. So in order to make sure that we could secure and keep the parade route safe and everyone safe, we decided to work with the TTPS and allow them to use an area that they could properly manage. Beyond that, we would also have vendors offering their goods for sale along the parade route. This is for micro businesses under our local economic development committee. So for those Armenians who are accustomed, it's the usual Borough Day celebration. I know that we have about 5 bands registered at the moment, and I look forward to seeing everyone coming out.
Okay. And I wanted to also touch. So this is happening today also has the sales in effect from the merchants across the city center, I guess. And then you also have tomorrow. You have the parade.
Yes.
What is anything happening on Sunday? Or does
Oh,
it
yes.
depend on-
Yes.
You may well speak to that.
Well, again, wanted to understand those who ride and so on with limited funds. We have an event to raise funds for the next event. So this funds we must have steel band. So the members decide to use, which is big enough. Angel has steel band, and we are getting one or two other bands coming. At least we could flavor the August Fest celebration with we must have band. So Sunday afternoon around 3 o'clock, it's welcome to hear the street songs of Angel Harps, which I personally sponsor that band after all these years. And they are considered, we're hoping to be a big band next year. And they are trying to bring one or two other bands with the limited funds. So they're working with the councillors and the city corporation and ARMA. So we tomorrow it's around the dome, parade around the dome, because again we want to cut down the cost of police and fire brigade to area to satisfy using the words funds all the time. Make it happen, and people will be safe and they'll be able to enjoy themselves as it relates to the funds available. So if I should go back.
But in terms of the pan, though, where is the pan taking place? Is it going to be by the dad?
The whole celebration for pan is in Jalabs at the corner of Old Town Road and Eastern Main Road. You can come there and bring your cooler and we're there. And we're trying to get, I don't want to continue saying funds, because you have to move a band, you have to get a little $5,000-6,000, and it's bad. Without any apologies, the corporation still owing for last year funds for things. We are between a new and an old government, so we just have to raise funds like this evening. If this event this afternoon, where we get over 12 embassies to send a player and to play against Dwight York on them, understand how great it is for $30 and $10 for children. This money will be spent back on the other events. So, I mean, thanks to men like Dave and King and the deputy and others who coming up with innovative ideas to have events, make money, and have the other one. It bleeds my heart as a mayor for ARMA, and who built a brand name. I'm not egoistic, please. And I cannot give people what they want. I mean, I don't want to go to services and things. Let's stick to the event, what we do have. But no money, no love. You know that better than me, Richard. You from
No, I understand the difficult financial circumstances that a lot of corporations would be dealing with. So I get it.
You.
Yeah,
well
I get
said.
it. But so we still having some level of it. And the fireworks you said are still uncertain in terms of that, because I know people look forward to that too.
Richard, just before you move on, I just want the event for the pan is a remark pan in the yard, right? And it's at the Angel Harps pan yard, as his worship mentioned. And they're going to have a couple other pan orchestras there. And the event is from 5 then.
On Sunday?
On
Sunday.
Okay, from 5 p.m. on Sunday.
The public is invited, and that one is no charge. No charge. Because, you know, Richard, there's pan lovers, there's horse racing lovers, there's bacchanal lovers, there's soca lovers, there's chutney lovers. We will give ARMA a choice, and we will make it happen to the best of our ability. I mean, I must say, when Dave and Mr. King came up with this idea, I find it so excited just by getting over 10 embassies to take part and getting Dwight York and ARMA. You know what people want to see Dwight York and Latapi play? And I mean, the mayor going to lead aside.
And hopefully people come out in droves this evening because as it's a fundraising event, and I know a lot of Remians listen to us and watch this channel, so I know they're probably chit-chatting in the comment section already. But a lot of Remians listen, either watch us on television or listen to us and watch us on YouTube, etc. You know what I also wanted to touch on, and I hope you all get enough funds, and I know budget will be in October, and I hope you all get enough funds. But it's been a source of dissatisfaction by I know some Burgesses in terms of Christmas, which and the decorations for Christmas. Sometimes ARMA does it fantastically well, and sometimes ARMA is just horrible at the decorations for Christmas. And I know they had all of these poles installed with these white globes, but the white globes, I don't know if somebody stole them or they were just dismantled. And those poles were lit up with rope lights. And it used to make the city center look so absolutely beautiful. And so Armenians, I think, get despondent when then there is no, it seems, from not knowing what the financial situation is, that there is no effort to decorate ARMA because Christmas is so important to Armenians, from Parang to whatever is going on in Santa Rosa RC Church. Sometimes, they'll have stuff there. So
that's big. There's a connection with Santa Rosa Church, who have history too, and also the first people big in this on the 24th. Biggest harvest, biggest procession, and it's there for hundreds of years. So we have not come down to that as yet, but and I must add, Richard, we had one of the biggest corridor climb with the municipal police already. It was well attended, and there was a big trophy which was given by the mayor. And the first people had the cannon blast, and they had the smoke ceremony already. We had that same day, because of spreading the events, we advertised the Santa Rosa Derby was on, and that same Santa Rosa, the mayor and the councillors will be having the closing ceremony on the first with a big Santa Rosa horse racing. We are sharing this, right? We even have car shows, and we have the only racing track in ARMA. So we are creating events to satisfy the love and the taste of every single, as we have in football this evening. I think we having some old folks coming down the line. We have to do what we have. I wouldn't say it again, to let you know, we have what you call our budget already for 300,000 or more for last year from the events. So I will hear everybody, but we are squeezed now like a sausage between the top jaw and the small jaw without to have an event. I repeat myself, look, these gentlemen are raising fund and having other events to make it happen. So congratulations to them.
I mean, so just to cap before we end up the conversation.
One minute, Richard. I just want to add to what the mayor is saying, and just to give a slightly different perspective, because he would have, I think, exhausted the fact that we funding is an issue, but I want to change the perspective a little bit to prioritizing, because that's really the main thing. With whatever funding is available, we now have to prioritize what we spend the money on. So, for example, you attended the military parade before. The military parade last year, which we did with we did the most basic parade possible, cost us just around $250,000, right? To do it properly would cost over $300,000, which is what we were faced with this year. Next is the fireworks. Again, 15 minutes of fireworks is approximately $250,000. So between those two events, you're looking at $500,000, which As we mentioned before, the purpose of the football today is to raise funds to provide back to school items for children in need. And we have other priorities that we want to put before spending money, at least $500,000 on events that really and truly, after they are finished, that is it, when the fireworks is done, that there's nothing to hold on to after that. Similarly with the military parade. So it's not for lack of wanting to do the parade. It is just that when we are faced with what do we do with the money that is available, we have to choose to do the thing that is most responsible. And as the mayor mentioned, we would have obligations that we must meet. So that's just the points I wanted to make.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to if we could just recap what is taking place this weekend for our listeners and viewers before we end the conversation.
All right, I could do that for you, Richard. Again, this evening is the Borough Day, back to school charity drive at the ARMA Velodrome between starting from 5 and at midnight. No coolers allowed. Adults $30, children $10, and that's going to be a fun event. Sunday, the 10th of August, is going to be a ARMA pan in the yard at the ARMA Angel Harps Panyard, located on Eastern Main Road and Oldtown Road, and that's from 5 to 10. And then Saturday is our normal Borough Day celebration, and that is from that's starting from 5, sorry. No, not 5, sorry, from 3 in the evening. Then we have on the 24th of August is the day, we're going to continue with Day of Dignity. That is at the ARMA basketball court. That is where we bring the homeless people in and we give them a shower, change their clothes, give them breakfast, lunch, have counseling done, cut the hair, that sort of thing. And then that takes place on 24th. The public is willing to join us there to see what it is about and make contribution towards that event. And on that same Sunday is when you're going to have the Santa Rosa RC and the first people having their harvest, and they have a Parang festival in the evening. Then we have, I forgot, the 16th of August, that is the corporation sports day, where the entire corporation and council divided into four teams, and it's a fight to see who will win, what colors will win. And we have a civic awards on the 28th of August. That's when we recognize people who have made valuable contributions to the borough of ARMA. That is on the 28th. And then, well, of course, being part of the ARMA, assisting the TPRC with the ARMA Race Club, Santa Rosa, they're going to have their derby on the 1st of September. So that more or less, I don't think I left out anything, gentlemen, and you could always advise me or mention it.
Sale today, out and shop.
Right.
What's right?
We have a lot of deals around ARMA today.
Oh, right. The sales today. Right.
Yeah,
and of course, the big fundraising event this afternoon, which people should go out and support, and it's only $30. It's football at the Velodrome. So go out in your numbers today and support building the entire celebrations ready, because the funds from that.
Hope to see you later, Richard.
What?
Hope to see you later.
Well, I will try, but my relatives going to have a play on this weekend. But I will see what I can do. But thanks so much, gentlemen, for joining us this morning in worship. Barry Mirage, and of course, members of the council, Derek King, Dave Mirage, and of course, the Deputy Mayor, Jovan Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation this morning about ARMA and its celebration of ARMA and it being a borough. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
I also like, on behalf of the members, the council members and all the man, to say thank you for choosing us. And we all ARIMA support you. You know that for yourself. I heard some ARIMA names and you're listening just now. And we look forward for Sir Charles and everybody this afternoon. And thank you again. And we will continue to listen to this station. And God bless you. Good luck.
And just for our last plug, Richard, I just want to say thanks to our sponsors, Reboot, Carib, and Blue Waters for making this event a success.
All right, great. Well, thanks, gentlemen. ARIMA, we talk ARIMA this morning. Plenty of Remians watch the show, so I'm sure they will have a lot of comments, in the comment section and after, because we take calls now. All right, so thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us this morning on the Breakfast Show. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so ARIMA is in full flight this weekend, people, and make sure you go up and check it out. Support all the events that are taking place, because at the end of it all, I mean, they're really trying their best, and this could probably tie back right into what we were talking about, the health sector, and we're trying to do so much with so little, and everything costs, and it's escalating costs for everything. Look what it costs for a military parade. Well, I know what it costs for fireworks. I tried that already. But
I did not realize that fireworks were that expensive to charge.
What? Fireworks were
$250,000, $250,000 basically, and I'm like, wow.
Yes. When we had an independence party, right? Independence night, and we had arranged to get fireworks. Just for 3 minutes of fireworks, you believe the cost. Yeah, fireworks expensive, and your money gone. And until look at after it only smoke.
Oh my God! Hey, but so I get the shot for cash in terms of stuff. I know they didn't really address my Christmas question. But Christmas is so close to so many Armenians, so I hope they get some funding, certainly from the budget, which will be in October, to address that issue of the what you call it, the Christmas decorations and stuff. That, because that's always up at it. At a time, to Jazz, when Lisa Morris Julian, God rest her soul, was mayor and stuff like that, and they were talking about they need lights and stuff. I buy some boxes of lights and I went to the ARIMA and I drop it,
Yeah.
And I told people they got some donations. We made a call out for some donations for lights, and I went and drop lights. I buy about 3 or 4 boxes of lights, and I went and I drop it for them.
Yeah. And if we had more good Armenians like you, Port of Spain needs some people
there
like
plenty,
you.
there are plenty good Armenians, but you have to really, get them to. You have to get people. You have to persuade people to be able to.
Well, next time they persuade you, see if you can drop some in Port of Spain too. All right? But let's see if we can take a couple calls as we go up to the top of the hour, because sorry to interrupt your calls, people. On your data call, but Wendell had made that call for the ARIMA mayor to be on the program, and it was so good that they responded, and brought entire set of people with him to lend support to what was taking place there. So that is good.
Members of the ARIMA Borough Council. So
yes, we thank them very much.
Yeah, for taking the time to speak with us. So you got some of that this morning, but we'll open back the lines now because it is your day. It is your day in terms of interfacing with us. It was interrupted because, of course, ARIMA is a substantial part of the show.
Yeah, close your heart. So let's go, Mr. Patrick.
Yeah, morning again. I listened to the mayor of ARIMA about the funding for the military for reading. I find something wrong with that.
Wow.
You know why? We have our army, we have police, we have scouts. Yesterday, they have scouts, right? Nice?
Yeah.
They have a different military organization in Trinidad and Tobago. So they can request some of these people in advance to come and give a parade, boy. We have drum corps, we have all kind of master guy, all kind of things in Trinidad and Tobago. So they can organize that in advance, boy. So the army, it couldn't send down some people or the police corps or the prisoners corps or the scout corps. That was military police in ARMA. Everything is 250,000 as the man said.
Yeah. Plenty money for those things.
I find nothing wrong with that. Even the fireworks we're talking about it. Our fireworks thing. So when we have fireworks Independence Day in song, $1 million.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we could have called fireworks and then go and give it some fireworks.
Yeah, but that ain't free.
It goes to show how patriotic people in Trinidad is. Because we have about this celebration. I mean, God always big set of money, right?
Everything, people have to get paid. You understand? And if they continue to do that, the soldiers.
So the army had to get paid, the coast guard people had to get paid.
All that extra
paid,
duty.
And they getting salary, right?
Yeah, but
and that transportation.
I getting salary to protect the country, but when you want to take people for extra duty,
you know how military drum corps in the army and in the prison.
Yes.
Well, request them in advance. I believe if you put in a request early, they'll gladly come and give up for it, man. All right.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Yeah, I think Mr. Patrick's point is that is there a way to get it done close to no cost as possible, because these are all state agencies. I think that ultimately is
yeah, it is, you know, and the state is doing what it has to do, you know. So I don't know exactly how much money a person may get if he on that kind of detail, you know what I mean? But remember, sometimes you go to these things, it's whole day, you know. What do you might get? $300 or $400, you know.
I didn't know that. Do you get paid to do parades? I mean, there are people in the stream that could indicate that. I think you get paid extra because you're in a parade. I don't know.
Yes.
Or if it's just part of your duty, being an army official or being a police officer, it's part of your duty that you're going to have parades, and you don't get extra for that. But I don't know. I have no.
Well, I have somebody who on the online who might be able to tell us that. Mr. Billy, good day to you.
Good day. Thanks for taking my call, the breakfast show, and hello to you and Mr. Raghubar Singh and Wendell. I hope you wish him a speedy recovery. But I want to make two slight points. One is on the CPEP issue, where I saw a judge give a directive for the files and things to go to the DPP. What a turn of events, because early when this thing break out and thing in terms of CPEP and everybody is crying thing and saying they're wicked and too much of people, I think I agree that it should have been done. Maybe a different way to save the jobs of the normal people who have nothing to do with this thing, with the CPEP itself. But I want to say this morning, it's very difficult to have people in public office who are misbehaving, I had to say the word, on what is being played out on the boat your station and all about. Where, I mean, people are going there like it's their money. They're just spending it anyhow and doing what they want and entertaining their friends and giving them contracts. And you come in here, these people on TV and calling shows, and they want to know why they get them on. So when you hear the names being disclosed, a lot of these people are close associates who do these things for them. So it's a self unto the self in most instances. And the next point I want to make is with respect to the health. In our preamble, you all spoke a lot about the health sector and the service being offered. And again, it ties into the CPEP, where the corruption, and it could have provided, some medication for some little granny who going to the health center in one of those districts and they can't get basic things because of corruption. And if we don't address corruption, we will see long lines whenever these floating ships from the US, wherever it is, UK, come to our shores, because our country is being obtained with corruption. And to say that a few weeks ago on the same station, we need to fix corruption. Corruption is bad in the country. And some people are flying the flag of corruption, they don't care. And they show up, they find out here, and they show up somewhere else. So we need to fix it, right? The last Prime Minister in his early thing as Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher, already spoke about corruption. So it's not nothing I try to stir up now. Corruption is our problem, and we need to fix it once and for all. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. The things that are taking place and the pilfering and other things are really taken away from those services being efficient. But I think we have to put things in place to make sure that we keep people accountable and checks and balances. But when a man working in something, like let's say the situation with the Auditor General department, Richard, and 8 and 10 years people in providing audits, and nobody seems to be down on that person's back neck for not providing audits in a timely manner. You can understand why Trinidad and Tobago in the kind of mess that we're in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a valid point. So I mean, people being held accountable, I think, is key. For whatever, if they do wrongdoing, hold them accountable. I think that's the benchmark that we have to go to, because you want efficiencies in all manner of state machineries. All manner of state machinery, you want to have efficiencies, and you want to have good transparency in terms of what's taking place.
Yeah.
Are we still taking your calls? 281-1315 before we go to the 8 o'clock news. 281-1315.
Okay. Yeah. So the lines are very clear at this point in time, right, people? As we get closer to 8 o'clock, now is your chance to get in on the show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just going back to the health sector, because as I said, I use the public healthcare system, and for some things, really and truly, I mean, the wait time could be overwhelming with some of those things. From going to clinics some days, to if you have to do a surgery, you have to get a scan. But some other things come and take priority, because remember, you always have people coming into accident and emergency also. If you go to the hospitals, you realize the amount of wait you have to wait in those accident and emergencies. And when you are in a clinic or you're waiting for a CT scan, and the accident and emergencies, these things take priority over you. So sometimes that is why you get push all the way down the road. Caller, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning. There was a misconception with regards to the troops being paid. There's nothing about payment for the troops, but after marching through the street, you need to refresh the troops. I think that is where the cost is. They don't have to pay. The persons don't get paid. There's nothing as extra duty there. So I march up and down. I do salute and do the parade. All the troops come out. Fire, police, army, everybody, Coast Guard. But then again, after we march, we need a little water and we need to refresh. And I think that is where the cost comes in, supplying that to the troops. I listen up here. Thank you.
Okay. Well, how much he said? It was $200 and something thousand. Troops has read it. I don't know. I feel it's a little more than that. I don't know. I get that feeling, but I feel it's a little more than that. Hello, good morning to you.
Yes, I'll go again because like nobody calling.
No, people calling now. Go ahead, but go quick.
When I hear about this corruption thing in CPEP and URP and all them kind of PP young and thing, since I know myself as a young man growing up, them program had corruption from day one, and no government can fix it.
No, nobody can fix it.
They use it for votes. All the government, UNC, PNP or what do you call it?
PNM.
And PNM, all of them use it for vote by. So when people talking about them program, them is vote bank programs.
All right. Okay, no problem. Thanks very much, Mr. Patrick. Final call as you're going up to the news. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning. Good morning, all. Morning,
Mrs.
my love
R.
of my life, my breath of fresh air.
Morning, Mrs. R.
I miss you. I say, let me just call and say a very special good morning to my breath of fresh air on the show every single day. And good morning to you, of course, Sir Charles, too. But my ritual always take precedent.
Thank you. No problem. I appreciate it.
And I also hope Wendell gets better. Wendell, try and, build up their immunity now. God, jeez. And of course, a special good morning to all the ladies locked on, to CJ, to Zena, to Rena, to Carol, and those who I've forgotten. I wish each and every one of you all a very beautiful weekend ahead. And Rich, I would have come. I wanted, I support your place 24/0, but Sunday is actually baby girl Carrie's daughter's birthday, and we have another.
Okay. You must tell Carrie I said hi.
Definitely. I will tell her. Her little daughter going to be 6 well, at least
my goodness, already?
I know, 6 years old on Saturday, but the party is Sunday, so yeah.
Tell Karen and Nicholas congrats and hi for me.
Definitely will do. So we lineman 6-year lineman like a big lady on Sunday with us. So hugs and kisses, and hopefully, you'll bring back that play and I'll enjoy it, because I know time and such as watching the clock there, so I don't like to keep people back too long. So hugs and kisses and have a great weekend, Rich.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. No problem. Yeah, bubbly individual that she is. All right, so let's go to the news and come back now, Rich.
All right, we are doing that. Okay.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek. With the U.S. deadline now here to impose a 15% reciprocal tariff on key exports from Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is reassuring the nation that the government is actively pursuing 3 strategies to address the impact. Speaking during a visit to the U.S. Navy hospital ship USNS Comfort, the Prime Minister said talks with U.S. officials are ongoing, while efforts are also underway to identify alternative export markets, particularly for ammonia and methanol, which are among the products targeted. Energy exports like oil and gas are exempt, but the manufacturing and export sectors are expected to feel the pinch. Persad-Bissessar noted that other countries are also facing similar tariffs, reducing competitiveness across the board. The United States, Trinidad and Tobago's largest trading partner, has cited trade imbalances and unfair practices as reasons for the tariff, which also affects Guyana but not the wider CARICOM. Trade Minister Satyakama Maharaj has described the move as a wake-up call to diversify. A High Court judge has halted a lawsuit filed by Eastman Enterprise Limited against the CPEP company and ordered all case documents sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions. Justice Margaret Muhammad ruled the claim was premature, as Eastman failed to follow the contract's dispute resolution process, which required mediation before legal action. Eastman sued CPEP after its contract was terminated on June 27th. Despite a signed addendum in April extending the agreement to 2029, CPEP argued the extension was based on fraudulent claims of cabinet approval, which never existed. The judge agreed, finding the dispute resolution clause was a binding condition. She stayed the lawsuit and ordered Eastman to pay CPEP's legal costs. Former Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi has defended his handling of Jack Warner's extradition process, saying he followed legal advice and committed no wrongdoing. Speaking at the opposition leader's office, Al-Rawi dismissed claims that a key U.S. agreement was missing from Warner's case, stating procedures used were consistent with those of past attorneys general. His comments come amid a government probe into whether critical documentation was omitted. Al-Rawi questioned the timing of an apology issued in court by British counsel representing the state and urged a broader investigation into all extradition cases since 1996. But Warner, who faces racketeering and wire fraud charges in the U.S., fired back, calling Al-Rawi's statements inappropriate and a threat to his right to a fair hearing. Warner warned of possible legal action if Al-Rawi continues to speak publicly on the matter, saying arguments belong in court, not on a political platform. A 76-year-old San Juan pensioner is traumatized after being bound, gagged, and robbed during a violent home invasion early Tuesday morning. Police say the woman of El Socorro was asleep around 2:45 a.m. when masked men broke in by cutting through a burglar-proofed window. She awoke to a pillow being pressed over her face and saw 4 to 5 intruders dressed in dark clothing and ski masks. The suspects demanded cash and jewelry, then tied her hands, feet, and mouth with clear tape. They ransacked the house and escaped with $20,000 in cash the woman had saved for roof repairs. She managed to free herself about 20 minutes later and called Barataria police. Investigations are ongoing. 8 suspected gang members have been detained under the Emergency Powers Regulations 2025, as authorities move to prevent multiple assassination plots and threats to public safety. The detentions, ordered by Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander, were based on intelligence pointing to planned reprisal killings, gang-related murders, and threats to civilians. Some detainees are linked to the RC7 gang, a violent faction of the 7 gang, and are accused of planning attacks with high-powered rifles. Others are believed to be part of a conspiracy to murder a woman in public during working hours. The suspects are being held at the Eastern Correctional and Rehabilitation Center in ARMA and other secure locations. No charges have yet been filed. The detentions follow the government's declaration of a state of emergency on July 18th, citing intelligence of an organized crime syndicate targeting judges, prosecutors, and other officials. Finally, in the region, a wealthy businessman, Laurent Saint-Cyr, was poised to become president of Haiti's Transitional Presidential Council on Thursday, the first time the private sector has assumed leadership of both executive branches. Saint-Cyr, a former head of Haiti's Chamber of Commerce, joins Prime Minister Alex Didier Filzame, also from the business community, in leading the nation. However, the transition has heightened instability. Powerful gang leader Jimmy Cherizier, alias Barbecue, threatened to topple the government and called on citizens to support a battle to free the country. Armed and wearing a bulletproof vest, Cherizier urged neighborhoods to grant safe passage to his gang members. Gunfire broke out across Port-au-Prince ahead of the swearing-in, leaving streets eerily quiet. One person was reportedly killed and another injured in the capital. Violence was also reported in Kenskoff, where gangs captured 2 armored vehicles from a Kenyan-led UN-backed mission, later setting one ablaze. Gangs in the area recently kidnapped 8 people, including a 3-year-old and an Irish missionary. Gangs now control up to 90% of the capital, and more than 1.3 million Haitians have been displaced. The UN reports that at least 1,520 people were killed between April and June, with most deaths occurring during clashes between security forces and gangs. Despite concerns that parts of Haiti's elite may have links to gang activity, Saint-Cyr's appointment moves forward amid growing fear and uncertainty. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Chamflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Chamflair. We do it all.
From the producers of Married and Mischievous and Lovers of Walk, now comes the brand new comedy. You don't leave foul to watch corn. A hilarious bacchanal and the ultimate stress reliever about love, betrayal, and best friends. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Premieres in Queen's Hall for one night only on Sunday, August 10th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the Queen's Hall box office and all usual outlets. If you loved Married and Mischievous, if you loved Lovers of Walk, this is not one to miss.
That's all it is. All right. Go ahead. Start.
Good evening, everyone. So, my name is Yohan Francois. This is my wife, Amy Francois. I'm doing this live today to raise awareness about how my son was taken from me today. Right? His name is Joshua. Right? He was 6 years of age. Right,
was brought on
by that
medication.
Right? After he vomited 3 times, the medication still going, as he lied on the bed, I think he fall asleep. I think he was just feeling a little drowsy and he falling asleep. Another nurse now came and she said, why his posture like that? Make him sit up on the bed more. And guys when I push him and I realized he I still take this easy. Nurse who pick up on it now and noticed he was unresponsive. And started vigorously shake him up. And she raised the alarm and by then about 10 doctors came and they said I was immediately pushed aside. The doctors would send me senior pediatrician and some other doctors came and they were literally trying to resuscitate my child. Right? From over here in an instant like that. Especially after you administer a particular medication to him and he had an immediate adverse reaction to that particular medication. What I call it for is a thorough investigation.
I'm asking everybody again to like and share and repost and let's bombard the timelines. Sure, let's tag all the relevant authorities. Justice for Joshua. 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 Justice for Joshua.
Have a blessed day, everyone.
Yeah, that is the family whose 6-year-old son died in hospital and after some medication was administered to him. But you heard some of what they were saying. It's very sad. Somebody had sent it to me. It was a long video, so I was it's like a 20-minute video, but I kind of just just to get a sense of what took place. Very sad. I mean, losing a child is horrible. It's horrible. I mean, it's such a heartbreaking story. I know to end the program, but it's important coming back to that conversation about institutions being held responsible when you're dealing with citizens. It also goes back to that whole thing about the healthcare system and what are the inefficiencies in terms of people, how people relate to the healthcare system. And I'm not saying that there aren't successes, but there are also these kinds of incidents that leave parents heartbroken. But that's where we ended the breakfast show this morning, this Friday morning. You know what? I mean, we ended on a kind of sad note, but I just felt it was important because that's a trending story right now. And so I just wanted to bring a clip of it so that people be aware. So have a fantastic weekend, whatever you do. And despite all that life hurls at you, try to find time to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. Of course, the play is on this weekend. It's a brand new comedy. You'd only foul to watch Corn at Queen's Hall at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday. One show only. Get your tickets. Tickets are available at the Queen's Hall box office from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. And all our usual outlets, K-Squared Fashions, West Mall, Eastgates, and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas, Electronics in Arima, Jabidi Rawe in Tunampuna, and Tony's Florals in Val Park Shopping Plaza for those of you in that area, and Chamflair Auto Services, of course. Have a fantastic weekend. Remember, the New Era T2 Radio continues on the stream and on TuneIn. Continue with the programming and have a fantastic weekend. The weekend has begun, people. Don't you forget it.
Yeah, and Wendell, continue to take your medication.
Yes, Wendell.
And rest.
Better fast, my friend. All right, this has been for the entire week, the Breakfast
Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From